Welcome back everyone, Ronan here. I wanted to put together today a few combat tips, a few tips in general for playing Baldur's Gate, because I don't think there's really a wrong way unless you're attacking your own teammates. There's gonna be a lot of different play styles for this. We can't really tell you like how to play exactly, in my opinion. You'll be free with your classes, especially when the game fully releases. There's a few things that are definitely gonna help you. Hopefully I got a good save file here. I have many of them. I'm going to jump between some, so characters may vary. One big one though, and it's going to be hard to see because in this team, we all have dark vision or even enhanced dark vision. So for the lighting in this one, this is my worst dark vision, so you won't be able to see. But you can notice a difference with the sunlight. So you see a full sunlight, that's not good for your stealth. You're basically in the open. And then if you go down, you have no sunlight, so that's your stealth. What you may want to do when you're walking around, even in combat, we'll show you that in combat because there's a few ways you can handle this in combat. I'm not sure if I can actually go through that door. Yeah, so I guess you can't go through the back door. Alright, sorry about that. I couldn't go through that door. I did this fight yesterday. It brought up some thoughts in my head of some things you could be doing to improve. Alright, so going in, I'm going to get attacked. I know that. Even if I stealth, unless I went upstairs, which I could go upstairs. But some of the tips are for down here anyway. Yeah, we're all in. I think we all get our turn. We're not surprised, I guess. Okay, let's start some of these. Now the problem with down here is you're in the open. There's lights on. Like I mentioned just before, you don't really notice the lighting because we're drow. The goblins don't really see that well at night. I don't think they have dark vision. I'm not sure if it would show here. You'd have to know your races, which I don't. I'm not huge into D&D, so I don't know all these rules, but I'm trying to learn. So now I just gotta get rid of some of these though, before I start working with the tips. But the lighting, you'd want to snuff it out if you can. It doesn't take an action point right now, so either just moving to it. Sometimes it's as easy as attacking it as you're moving forward, as you're starting to have maybe free attacks. Because the more we move in, we're going to be pulling more enemies in. I experienced that yesterday. After I get control of the fight, we're just going to want to snuff these out any way we can. Even maybe just casting rain. Or running up if you have a fast character, touching it and walking back. So first turn, I know I kind of want to get to the archers. What did I use my side action as? I don't know. I didn't think I moved or anything, so... Bane, just to speed this up to get this out of my melees. Okay, so if I want, I could just snuff this one out. And now, I know it doesn't show because, like I said, we're all drow. But at least the enemy should have a lesser chance to hit on us. Now that I think we're in the darkness. If I could push shift, I'm not stealth. If we go to stealth, now we can see that we'd be in the darkness. So we have a higher chance of not getting detected. And it starts about here. It's pretty abrupt of a change. I think it should go to half light and then full light, but maybe they'll work on that. Now I don't have a bonus action to go stealth, but at least up here, I have a higher chance of not getting noticed. And then it's gonna help you, even if they come looking for you, you have a chance if you're stealth proficient to not get noticed at all. Now on the other hand, you may want to light some lights to use, so as like an archer, light it, then use your bonus action to dip, and then light it again. Because see now I'm in the light, and they don't see as far. And then yeah, make sure if you stand by it, just turn it off. If it starts causing an action though, that's gonna change the plan. But I'm gonna wait here for now. That's it. So it's not something that you really actively see unless you're probably a human. Not sure who else doesn't have. Halfling doesn't have night vision, dark vision. Not that many. Depending on your skills available, you could have a light cantrip that you can toss out if you have a hard time seeing far enemies, which especially where the spiders are. That place is really dark, and that would help you see further than your, I think for this dark vision is 18 meters, because you don't want to have it on yourself in melee unless the enemy has dark vision or has some advantage on you in darkness. Then you could put the light on. At least it'll balance things out. This is dark vision, and then enhanced dark vision. Like you see like clear as day. So you may not even need light in this situation, but that's because we have a custom group. You're not gonna get that. We were co-oping. So what you may want to do is cancel all the light near you, and I'll show that as a human. But you can tell with your sun, your sun icon, mouse cursor. But what you might want to do, if you were to cast, let's say, it's supposed to be really dark down here, like this corner. Cast light, and now that's full sun for quite a while. Actually, whoa, quite the radius, you know, and that can give you an advantage on attacking enemies that are outside your sight. I couldn't see down that way; it was too dark. Now I can, and it stays until I lose concentration, I believe. There's no timer, so you could cast it, maybe move around, see how dark it is here, and look for the enemies. Another tip, this is more specific to this one. Spiders tend to jump onto their webs. So you can wait, don't destroy them right away and let them like get on there, but any platform that you can see you can do damage to, wait, because when you attack them, they take fall damage. So that's a pretty big one. So you can see the spider there, but mainly I think it's because I have dark vision. Normally, concentration broken. I'm not sure why my concentration was broken. Maybe the spell ran out. And now technically, it's in full sunlight. So it'd be easier to hit it while I'm remaining hard to see. But yeah, so attacking these. Now sometimes 4 damage seems like innocent enough. So you break the web, they fall down, they take damage, and they go prone for that turn. Really handy. Really look out where you can do this. There's a ton of situations you can do. Like right now, the boss is right here on the... I can tell the boss is right here. Oh, I thought she was. Anyway. I wasn't stealthed. See, she goes onto the web. So this is more specific to this one. But really look out for spots that you can hit that one. It's going to be a hard hit though, but tough sell. She sucks with the bow. Can he do it? Falls 46 damage. There's no way at this level I can do 46 damage with anything unless I crit a really high-end spell or attack. So just look out for these. There's a ton of these. There's scaffolding. There's rocks just sitting there. Like there's a ton of them. In the intro, there's the globs on the ceiling that you can knock them down and they do fire damage on the floor. Like really start thinking of what you can do with your bonus action or your action that can give you a leg up on the fight. Because sometimes you can attack one person, one enemy, and then shove it into a hazard or a hole or something, especially in here. So you can see these braziers. You could attack this. I don't know how much HP that is, but it won't do much. If you look just a bit up, there's a wooden hinge. That wooden hinge causes fire, causes something. Sometimes you can knock a post, and it's not always evident because sometimes it's only a specific post that can be knocked down. Or even here, I was saying this earlier, just shoot the torch. There you go, it's gone. Although it's gone forever though. So if you plan on using it later, just be careful. See, like now I'm walking, but I'm walking into light. Like you want to turn these things off. I should be able to hit this wood plank. He's gonna fall down. It should matter, yeah. Different area. He's not leaving? Hey, we saved him. Kind of, he's floating though. He should have fallen. Maybe there's a way to shoot anything here. You can have a look. A good way to do that, sometimes it's an AoE spell. I tend to use... Actually, we have Fairy Fire. This should highlight whatever you can interact with that might cause something. So one thing you could do, you can open the door and hopefully if you have good animal handling, you can talk the spiders down from killing you. She doesn't seem to see me. They're fighting? But they're already fighting the spiders. What? Okay, well that was one of my tips during combat with the spiders. So what I could do is knock her down. And hopefully she falls down. Nope. Okay. There's a few ways we can deal with this if I get my turn. Okay, is it my turn? You could just throw them. I'm not sure what the odds are, but you don't have to shove them all the time. This is a full action though. This is a... There goes the goblin. Now, she didn't die from the fall. She didn't take much damage. But these spiders, you didn't have to pass your animal handling check, and it's down there. Sure, the shove could have worked, but it just failed with the angle. Now, I still have a bonus action. I could throw somebody else. Where did she go? Where did Saza go? Saza was here. But then I can stealth. And, oh, I'm in daylight. So there's a light source here. Probably the ones down there. It's harder to see the light sources as a drow. It stops here somewhere. It's probably that one right here. Now we're in darkness. Alright, so that's that for that fight. Now, call me crazy. To me, that spider's an ally. She's not a great healer. I'm just gonna put that out there. You got ladders you can probably break off. People can't come and join you. 70. If you're sneaking, it's 100%. Boop. Bye-bye. Now, it might affect the loot that you're going to be getting. Might not, but it gets pretty funny if you can stealth them all. You can even block doorways, let's say, if you're trying to make choke points. See the difference in lighting, though? It's pretty huge. You can hardly see anything compared to this. I've just been so used to having dark vision. Okay, so even if you wanted to make like kill points, kill zones, you can have darkness or fog cloud. There's arrows that can do this. Just block a path, and then they should force them to come this way. And this lasts super long if you maintain concentration. And you could be waiting for them on this side. It's a pretty big arch. I think some may be able to shoot over it, but probably not like an arch like this. If you want to turtle behind it, and then just be ready to pick them up and throw them in or whatever you want to do. I mentioned earlier knocking down platforms. This is one of them you can knock down. They're everywhere. Now, there's another one that I'm not really sure how well to use, but this could give you height advantage. And I'm trying to see if there's anywhere we can stack boxes to be able to jump on like higher positions. I think you could use it to jump, maybe. But you can climb on, I think, a stack of 2. Stack of 3 is too high. So you can jump from here. You can use this as a height advantage. I'm pretty positive. Outside range. And if not, you can use it to jump to a higher level if there's nothing around you. Let's see if I bring it closer. So depending on, say there's no ladder, there's nothing, you might be able to reach places you wouldn't normally reach by stacking some boxes. It's not all about just tossing people. There's a lot you can do in the game. And you just have to have an open mind and check out your surroundings whenever you're fighting. A lot can be done. Alright, I mentioned this one earlier with a previous save, that you could, let's say, crack the support beam. Sometimes you have to look. Originally I was looking at these. They're too big, they're not targets anyway. But if you hit this one, let's go on the roof actually. It doesn't really look like it, and I only know this one because an ogre hit it for me. You can shoot this and the rock should fall and hopefully hit the ogres, for example. What you might be able to do, and I'll try to find a bigger target. No, you can't use it on this, eh? Do the statues. Because a shaman used the telekinetic ability inside the high priestess, whatever, the goblin priestess. She used that and she made a statue fall on me. Give a bow to everyone. I mean, even your cantrips may not be that great with, you know, your early classes. You don't really know what skills to use. But a bow, this is a 1d8, and often enough, the chance to hit with that cantrip is not very good, like 45%. One thing that's good for, though, is it doesn't have to have a true line of sight. You could probably fudge it. I don't know if I can fudge it from back here, though. Yeah, like, I don't really see it. And you can use it. That's one good thing about the cantrips. But it's not that strong. But the bow, Even on my cleric, it's about the same. Sometimes it'd be different. Depends on the characters, depends on the situations. The range is nice, and it's always good to have an extra option. The other thing is with her is because her dexterity is really bad. On the statue, it says invalid target though. So she used a skill while I was fighting her last time that knocked one of these statues on my people. I don't know how she pulled it off. You can't throw it, you can interact with the statue. But short of attacking it, I don't think it would fall from that. So you see, there could be some skills. I'm not sure where it would affect that you could throw or hit this statue and make it fall. If I see the line, it could happen. It's not happening. So I'm not sure what spell she used to make it happen. Is there another crate? Also, you can see now, earlier when I was doing the light, how different it looks now that I'm not a drow. How dark it gets. So it does make a big difference into who sees you and how you interact with the world by turning the lights off. Okay, so by destroying it, it does fall. Now, he was pretty close, he didn't get hit. I wonder if I stand him like right underneath. Now, it wouldn't be useful in combat, but she did it in one shot. So either she did 150 damage, or she had enough telekinesis strength to move it in combat. I didn't do damage. That's so weird. So if you're trying to move great distances, now I'm not sure if I'm at 18 strength or her 17. It's still pretty good. You could use the jump skill either before combat or during combat, then you lose one action. But for 10 turns, you're gonna move 3 times the distance with this character. You're gonna be able to jump as a bonus action, great distances. So that's your bonus action. She just jumped, and then you can still move and do an attack. That is huge. Like, I don't know how much you'll lose out in your jump distance. I'd have to get in combat for it. But that's insane. So every turn, this is amazing on anybody that uses strength as a stat. Try to sneak stealth. You might lose your first turn, but having 3 people be able to do stuff before the fight could be very handy. If I do it as a bonus action, I won't be able to shove, but I can move basically all the way to this guy. And it used 2 meters? It doesn't even say that I used any meters. I still have 11 of 11. But now I get to kill this guy, potentially. Ah, by 1. Because they get disengaged, they use it all the time. I'm not gonna get the kill if I don't attack him again. Now, if you can, I think it's better to hit from the back or sides. If you can. So 90 from the front, I don't know. 99. So if you can, attack from the back or sides. One more thing, I'm not sure if I mentioned it earlier. If you can get into combat and you use a ranged weapon. As for building your classes, for your ranger, so far, I recommend using a shield. The reason for that, I was trying to build a melee ranger though, so it was for a different reason, duelist. So now my armor class is 19, I have a shield on. Doesn't matter if I have my bow equipped or not. That's one thing. So having the shield gives you a bonus to armor class, which is a good bonus for a ranger if you're using, even if you're using a bow. If I'm gonna pick a fight though, let's say what I said earlier, stealth everyone, let's say. Cured by shadows, so I'm not getting a good line of sight on that. Let's see how we're all in daylight right now. The sunlight is here, it reaches us. Outside my range. Whoa. Bad example. See, they don't see us. I'm passing my stealth check. Okay, now I'm not. How many are pulled? 1. So even... Okay, so even if I was gonna attack... Don't you hear something? Yeah, there we go. Now this was my Beastmaster, so I don't have a lot of skills. I'm gonna move, attack. I could move back, but what you should always do is switch back to your sword and shield. Not for the armor class. On goblins, it makes less sense, but that way on most enemies, you get an opportunity. So it's a good way to lock down archers. So that one's got a shield. None of them have a bow, right? They're close. So at least I can go lock it in. Depends on the class, if it's your fighter or cleric, so that your mage doesn't get hit. Now it would be locked in. Can I just sneak in a bit more movement? No. So now we're in melee combat. Goblins are bad for it because they just disengage and run away. But a lot of enemies can't and won't. So that's one way to do this. Now I still have my other characters that aren't seen right now. And this is a good time. Whoa, 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 whoa. I could potentially prevent them from coming in with grease. There's a chance they might run through, or what could happen, at least the melees will go around if possible. But I'm gonna break line of sight. And because it's dark here, I could either, well, I can't stealth, I don't have a bonus action. If I was a rogue. But I would recommend switching weapons in case someone does get by. Like I could probably stand here, he might hit me. But if anybody comes by, they have to take an opportunity. $13. You got hit for 13 from that blast? They do a lot more damage with Alchemist Fire than we do. Oh, got spotted. Sometimes they shoot through weird lines of sight. I hope they fix that. For a probably Dex Warrior or High Armored Warrior, if you're playing the, is it the Master? The one with the Supremacy dice. You want Riposte. Not Opportunity Attack. You can only activate it on your turn. So right now I can't activate it, but this is really strong. Especially if your character has a high dodge or high armor class. Right now she doesn't, but I'm playing one with a shield and a sword and a finesse weapon. His dex is like 16. He dodges probably 75% of the attacks. And that riposte just murders enemies, especially lower end enemies. Even ogres will take probably 20, 25 damage if I'm lucky with my dice anyway. I was figuring out a way how to maybe rotate your character when you're done moving and you don't have any more movement. What you can do is look at the enemy that you want to face. There's a higher chance of me getting hit from these guys here, especially if I'm facing this guy. My back is open to them. So if I face them and then pass my turn or switch to a different character, he's going to be facing that direction. It's going to give you a higher chance to dodge. It's like 5 or 10%, but 5 or 10% over the course of a long fight does add up. And he tossed me down. So just be aware of your surroundings. I failed at knocking him down twice. That's on me. I think pork loin does more than a potion. Alright, next turn we jump out of here, hopefully. Oh, you can do that multiple times. Every turn you can do it. Game crashed. Awesome. We'll end it here. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I think that's about it for the tips anyway. I'm not sure why this crashed. I haven't experienced many crashes. I'd have to replicate it, but I didn't save, so I'll type it up and catch you all in the next one. Interesting. Peace, everyone.